you something wild. Because what kind of new Apple product would I have, right? That's the question. What kind of new Apple product would I have? There's only one new Apple product out right now. There's only one new Apple product out right now. And I've got it. Well, you'll see. It's a little different. It's a little different. Might not be what you're expecting. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like my stomach making noise. What does that sound like to you? Oh, did you catch a glimpse of it? That's right. This is my latest Apple product. It's a Mac Mini. From 2012. I know what you're thinking. Hey, it's, according to these calculations, it's 2024. You are correct. Unless you're watching this in the future, in which case it's current year. But yes, a Mac Mini from 2012. It says it right here. It says Mac Mini. And you can tell it's a really old model because it has these little thumb indents, which you're supposed to take and open this up with this way. But it's got a little bit of tape on it because the top doesn't stay on super well. So you're probably thinking, why did I get this? And also, what's inside this hatch? Well, I'll answer the second one first. What's inside the hatch is that you open this up, and inside there's access to all the components. You can access the RAM slots, the two individual RAM slots that it has, as well as the hard drive space. And there's slots and cables for two hard drives, two SATA hard drives, not the newer NVMe drives. But for this computer, that's totally fine. This is not a gaming machine. Although I do have one of those. And maybe I can do like a teardown on it. No, I'm not gonna do that. It sounds so intensive. But it would be interesting to kind of go through the different components in an ASMR video. Maybe at some point. Because it's kind of a cool build. At least I think so. But anyways, you can service be anymore. In addition, older Mac laptops have MagSafe connectors, which, while they're intuitive and easy to use, they're not super reliable, especially when everything is USB-C nowadays. And I think I had to buy a replacement MagSafe charger at one point, and it was like $80, and no. If I needed to do that again for that computer, I wouldn't be super happy with that. So instead, I figured, let me see if I can find a really old Mac Mini. Primarily from 2012. The reason the 2012 one was the one I was going after is because the 2012 model introduced USB 3.0 to the Mac Mini range. Which is useful because USB 2.0 is extremely slow for data transfers. And the newer models, the Apple really kind of dropped the ball with the Mac Mini in the last decade, before the Apple Silicon ones. The 2012 was superseded by the 2014 model, but that one was, I think the RAM was soldered in, and I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just upgrade the RAM. So I took the old RAM from a really old Mac that I had, just doesn't really play well with iPods. Like, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't like sync right. And I don't trust the reliability of it. I think it's partially because I started with that iPod. Not started with, I had a bunch of my own, like as a kid. But that iPod I bought, and I really have enjoyed it. But it's extremely finicky. I don't really use it often. I use it more as kind of like almost like a design piece at this point. It's like a set piece. Because it looks really cool. So but here's what's finicky. So, this iPod connects via the 30-pin connector. But as you can tell, it's old. I'll actually show you real quick. Let's power this on. Set the Mac to the side. And you can see here, this is it. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so sick. I love this thing. So sick. And it does not have, I think it says 20 gigs back there. It does not have 20 gigs on it. It has 64. It's a flash mounted iPod. It's very lightweight. The battery on it is a lot newer. It doesn't have buttons. These are all like touch. But yes, it's very finicky. Finicky because when this came out, it was 2003. And in order to sync this with your computer, it didn't really have USB support yet. So you had to get this optional cable. Look at this thing, it's a mess. But basically, it just dropped on my thing, so I had to edit some of that out. Basically, you had to get this strange device. Look at this thing. Will this focus? Yes. It's got two things coming out of it. So you have to plug this in. Having trouble plugging it in. doesn't charge via USB-C, and it doesn't sync via FireWire anymore. So the FireWire is for charging it, because while it syncs using USB, it uses so much power that it drains the battery on itself sometimes. So that's a mess. I think my headphones are caught in this mess that I made for myself. I'm just gonna edit all that out. That was a mess. So I have some other accessories. I have the, that's so rattly. I have a little brick. You're used to seeing these if you have some older Apple products. You're the ones that have still the removable plugs. I don't know if Apple products still have that off the top of my head, but with the FireWire port, that doesn't really make sound. And I have another Apple product I can show you real quick of the same kind of vintage. Let's see. 360.